What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now today we're going to go ahead and discuss the brand new gunsmith system that's being introduced into Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Yes, Infinity Ward went ahead and took the pretty much same system from Modern Warfare 2019, put some new, twist, unique changes on it. I gotta say, there's a few things that I think look really cool, but at the same time, I think there's definitely going to be a few things that might disappoint a few of you guys out there. But as always, make sure you guys go down in the comment section, leave your opinions down below once you see all of this information coming out for the gunsmith. Regardless if it's positive, negative, you do not have to in any way, shape, or form agree with my opinion. That's literally not the purpose of content creation. The purpose of content creation is to be able to have a wide community of people who share different opinions to keep everything open-minded. And also, one last thing before we dig into the details, all of this information is coming from the exclusive Ace. He made a YouTube video about this whole topic. You'll see the watermarks on all of the, images that I show here. It's going to show his name pretty much everywhere. So just so you guys know, well, obviously I can't say I stole any of this stuff because, like I said, his name is on all the images. But regardless, you have to give props where props is due. I just wanted to go ahead and give my personal opinion about this new innovative gunsmith system. Now, to go ahead and start off, instead of having the previous system that we saw with the past 3 Call of Duty games, where the gunsmith pretty much allows you to deck out your gun in any way that you want, even though certain games had a little bit more restrictions than others, I would say across the board, Modern Warfare, Black Ops Cold War, and Vanguard, you could pretty much just go ahead and slap, as much as you want onto that weapon. It's been some pretty insane times. Now, with Modern Warfare 2, it seems that they're going to go ahead and try to keep that same formula going, but they're going to switch up the attachments in their own unique way. Now, on this image, like I said, that the exclusive Ace went ahead and put up on his video, it shows that you could have 3 out of 6 different attachments, and there's also weapon parts. Now, the attachments are the muzzle, underbarrel, laser, ammunition, optic, and rear grip. You can pick 3 of those. And then the weapon parts, you get 1 of each and every one of them. A barrel, magazine, receiver, and stock. Now, to me personally, this is actually pretty interesting, and I could see some very, good combos coming out of this whole system here. To me personally, this seems like the perfect middle ground to the gunsmith system, because I love gunsmith. I know everybody has their beef with it. Some people like the Pick 10 system a little bit more. Now, I'm not going to say the Pick 10 system was bad, but I just prefer Gunsmith. I like being able to deck out my gun, make it look really cool, or even just add the attachments that I want to without having to affect my overall class and my playstyle as well with the perks and stuff like that. But I will agree with Modern Warfare, Black Ops Cold War, Vanguard, all these games, being able to just, add pretty much all the attachments you possibly want really takes away from the classic Call of Duty custom class system. You really did have to pick and choose back in the day. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, pretty much all the Black Ops games, you had to pick and choose what you wanted to go ahead and put on your weapon. I mean, shoot, back in the Modern Warfare 2 days, bling was freaking badass. Remember when bling was first introduced? This is the first Call of Duty game where 2 attachments were allowed on one gun, and it was just absolutely crazy. But again, it was in a perk form, and you couldn't always have those 2 attachments because you had to, either give up having a sleight of hand, scavenger. There's so many different perks that you could use instead of having 2 attachments. But that was the fun back in the day of Call of Duty. But this gunsmith system seems like it's going to do both of those things. It's going to allow you to deck out your weapon still. You can pretty much, fill it up with things. It's not going to be an empty gun. But at the same time, you as an individual are going to have to go ahead, pick what playstyle you want personally, and then choose between a muzzle, underbarrel, laser, ammunition, optic, or rear grip. You get 3 of those attachments, which, again, like I said, all of them will drastically affect your weapon in many different ways. But the best part about the system is that even though you can only pick 3 of those attachments, the weapon parts are still mandatory. You get a barrel, magazine, receiver, and a stock, no matter what. And once again, those parts are very crucial to certain playstyles, so it's nice that regardless of what attachments I pick above, I can still always have those 4 set attachments as well, no matter what. Now, this is where it gets a little strange. On top of being able to, pick the exact attachments you want for your gun, you can then go into the attachments and fine-tune it exactly to your playstyle. Now, this seems a little complex to me. I feel like it's going to be a lot more simplistic when it comes out. I think it might be kind of cool to see and test around with, but what I'm hoping is that it's not going to be too complicated for a, typical Call of Duty fan. For me, I play a lot of different FPS games. It's probably not going to bother me that much, and who knows, it might not even be that effective, It seems exactly how it was with Modern Warfare 2019, where certain attachments had, multiple different forms, how there was different types of suppressors in Modern Warfare 2019, monolithics or just light suppressors, each one having their own, pluses and minuses, whether it's going to affect your movement speed or give you better damage range and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's the same exact thing. It's a suppressor. So that's why I'm assuming the tuning is is going to be. It's going to be, multiple of the same exact attachment, whether it's a barrel, a suppressor, a grip, or something of that sort, but each one is going to be multiple different versions of that attachment, which will obviously make this chart here, fluctuate, whether it wants to go to heavier recoil, lighter ADS speed, long aim walking speed, short aiming stability. I feel like, once we actually get it in our hands, it'll be a lot more simplistic to understand. And also, I forgot to mention that on the custom class screen, there will be a firing range option. So once you go ahead and deck out your weapon, you can literally go directly to the firing range right away. Hopefully, this will be a very fast action. I don't want it being, a super stupidly long loading screen to, go in and out. It's just going to be tedious and nobody will want to use it. If it's something quick and easy to do, this will be a perfect addition because nothing is better than being able to actually test out your weapon before you go into combat. Pretty much all the way up to current date, the only way you can really test things out is to go into private match. But in between matches, if your team is just constantly running them up, you can't really test it out. You just go ahead, mess around with different attachments, and go back into the game, try it out against real players. If you don't like it, go back to the main menu, test out something new, or you can even go ahead and test it live now, since you can custom your class literally in the middle of a game. But at the end of the day, nothing is better than being able to just do it right in the main menu while you're looking for a game. That's perfect. Dice something up, try it out, and then go into the game. That way, you don't have to go ahead and experiment with it 5 different times while you're versing real players who are sweating their butts off with meta weapons, You could just find out right away, before you get into the action, the perfect, amount of recoil, the perfect amount of movement, everything that you want, and then you're good to go. And the last thing here is how you unlock weapons in Modern Warfare 2. Now, I actually really enjoy this concept. They dabbled in it just a little bit in Modern Warfare 2019, but they didn't really go, all out with it because I guess they were testing the waters to make sure the community didn't absolutely hate it. But if you remember back in Modern Warfare 2019, certain guns were able to turn into, different forms of themselves. The AK could turn into the 74U, or I forget the name of what they called it in, Modern Warfare 2019, but you could turn the G36 into the AR, or you can have the LMG version of it. Basically, certain guns had multiple forms of themselves. But it seems that they're going to take that idea, that concept, and push it even further with hopefully a lot more weapons to branch off from, which I think is really cool. You take one gun and you could turn it into multiple different forms of itself. I love doing that, but again, like I said, it was only on a couple of weapons, so you didn't do that much in 2019. Hopefully, it'll be really cool in this. It shows right here that you can turn the M4 into an M16, or you can get .458 SOCOM, turn it into an LMG M4 platform, and then, get laser attachment. Basically, all the attachments that you unlock, unlock for all of the forms of the M4. So if you get one attachment, like a laser for the M4, it will unlock for the LMG, the M16, all of them, basically. But with all honesty, this isn't anything crazy or game-breaking. This isn't going to, change the amount of content that we get in the game. They're not going to go ahead and put this through, and now we're going to get less weapons because they're just going to have variants of the same weapon. No, it's not going to be like that. Basically, this is just, a form of customization to keep people interested. I like it. I enjoyed it in Modern Warfare 2019. I have nothing wrong with it in Modern Warfare 2. I just hope, like I said, that it doesn't really affect the content side of things. But ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much the new gunsmith system coming into Modern Warfare 2. Make sure you guys go down in the comment section and leave your opinions about what you think of this whole new system. I gotta say, I like it. It really does bring back everything I enjoyed about Modern Warfare 2019, but hopefully it adds to the experience. It wasn't really any faults for using anything on your weapon. You could completely deck it out with the fattest magazine. You could put a suppressor, a monolithic suppressor on your gun. You could literally deck it out in every way, shape, and form that you want and make it an overall beast. I hope that this new system adds some negative sides to certain attachments, makes you really think about what you want to add on your weapon to really fit your playstyle, but at the same time allowing you to deck it out regardless, because again, like I said, just like how, it's called bling as a perk in Modern Warfare 2, I like having bling on my weapon. I like decking it out and making it look really cool, so hopefully this is going to be the best of both worlds. And for the weapon tuning side of things, I just really hope it doesn't become something that's superly overly complex for the Call of Duty community. I don't think it will be, though. I feel like Infinity Ward is recycling some of the stuff they had in the past game and just rephrasing it, like how they're doing, what is it called, like big team battles now, which is literally the same exact thing as a ground war. They already described it's literally big maps that are a part of the new Warzone 2 map. So it's a ground war. It's ground war from Modern Warfare 2019, but they're renaming it to big team battle to make it seem like it's different. I think they're doing the same thing here, you know. They're going to add a few things to make it look like it's a different change, make it look like you're tuning, but in all reality, you're probably just going to be, you know, picking different forms of the same exact attachment. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with us, to always do so with Twitter and Discord, both link down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch. That's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.